I've been expecting you. In the theme park world, everybody has their favourite park, rides, and even that really overpriced burger that they absolutely love. And while most coaster enthusiasts have their own opinions on each of the rides, it's perfectly fine to not share the same opinion. Anyway, I'm Crumps Coasters and welcome back to another video. Well, today we are breaking down the worst coasters in the UK. Plus, I'll be roasting some of your guys' suggestions on what the worst coasters in the UK actually are. I think for this first bit we need to put the sunglasses back on. I feel like it really suits me. Much more professional, right guys? Now, before we start calling out some of the worst coasters in the UK, we need to actually talk about what makes a coaster genuinely bad. What makes that coaster really insufferable or just not enjoyable? What is it? So, what are the key ingredients of a terrible coaster? I don't know. Let's ask Alton Towers. God, I can't keep that in. Roughness. If a coaster feels like it was designed by somebody with a personal vendetta against your spine, it's probably not great. You know, some rattles are great. With older coasters, it comes naturally, right? And they can still be enjoyed with these. But I'm talking about those spine-rattling, skull-bashing, mind-blowing coasters that you don't even know how they pass their health and safety regulation. Pacing. A coaster should feel exciting. Not like it's desperately crawling to the finish line. If the ride has a speed and the thrill of being in a shopping trolley, it's not going to be enjoyable. Restraints. Some coasters could be really enjoyable if it didn't feel like it was putting you inside of a sore trap. When they only offer you the thrill of losing blood circulation to your legs, you know that you shouldn't be riding that coaster. Pointlessness. This is a massive thing that I think some coasters are. A ride can be smooth and well paced, but if it doesn't build up to anything exciting, what is actually the point of it? I mean, you may as well just sit on the bus and go around in circles all day. There is genuinely no point of a ride if it's not thrilling. Actually, I take that back, but it's got to have an end goal. If it's not thrilling, it's got to have an enjoyable sort of build up to the ride or a good theme. Queue times are a massive input on what makes a coaster actually bad, because if you only visit a park once and you're waiting an hour and a half for a 20-second coaster that offers no unique thrill to you whatsoever, then you're not going to want to go back there. And that just makes that coaster awful for you. Theming. Or lack of it. A good theme can make a ride much better. But a bad theme? Ugh, Jesus. If the theming is just a few plants and some half-broken props from the early 2000s, then you know you're in for a rough time. And if it's grey concrete with a couple of plants around, you know that you're at the Hyperion queue line. Location. Sometimes the ride itself isn't even the worst part. It's where it's been dumped. If it's hidden in the corner of the park somewhere where nobody goes, surrounded by absolutely nothing, or just at Flamingo Land, it makes it awful. And sometimes they just actively ruin the skyline of a beautiful park. I'm looking at you, Infusion. You have ruined Blackpool Pleasure Beach. Of course, bad coasters can be bad in different ways. Some are painful, some are boring, some are just unnecessary, that you wonder to the point where, why do they even exist? But with that in mind, let's get into some of the worst coasters in the UK. First up, we have Rita, Alton Towers Midlife Crisis. This is arguably one of the most infamous coasters in the UK. Located at Alton Towers, Stealth's younger and much more annoying little cousin. Now on paper, Rita should be amazing. It's an intense launch coaster. It's located at Alton Towers, which is already a world-class theme park. It's got that whole go, go, go thing as well. And it really makes you feel like your life's about to change after you ride it. But then it launches. And I mean, yeah, the launch is fast. Rita used to be known as the Queen of Speed. That 0 to 60 in 2.5 seconds really holds a kick. But unlike Stealth or even Icon's double launch, it hurls you towards nothing. I mean, the layout. After that dramatic launch, you'd expect something really and truly epic. But no, it's just a bunch of weird turns that feel like the track was designed by whoever designed the Spaghetti Junction. It genuinely doesn't do anything other than aggressively throw you around the corners and the airtime hills. The restraints are genuinely awful. Now, I know that it's an older coaster, and also, I know that I am nearly as tall as King Dakar. But hope you enjoy the elbow-to-elbow combat with the person next to you, because those over-the-shoulder restraints will be leaving you with at least 3 new bruises when you come off. The theming. Or the lack of theming in Rita's sake. When Rita first launched, it was known as the Queen of Speed. Shortly losing that title, what even is Rita's theme anymore? It was kind of a drag racing, and then it kind of needed to fit into the Dark Forest. Now it's just there. Imagine trying to blend into a horror movie or a horror theme, but still wearing your bright red race car suit. That's Rita. There's no hiding that Rita had some genuine potential when it opened. It's not the worst coaster in the world, but it's definitely one of the worst coasters at the park. And considering it's at the same park as Smiler, Nemesis Reborn, and the Wicker Man, you would really expect it to do something more, to pack more of a punch, to have a better theme. So yeah, Rita goes fast. That's about it. Now, to be fair to Rita, at least it's got speed. It's just everything after the launch that's the problem. But what if I told you that there was a coaster that doesn't even have one redeeming feature? A ride almost so pointless, slow, just downright painful, and you'd probably have much more fun just going up and down the lift all day. Well, look no further, because Flamingoland's Hero, the definition of a bad time, the definition of a sore trap. You are genuinely fighting for your life to get into this coaster, to survive going around its rackety layout, and then trying to get out is a whole nother story. Marketed as a flying coaster, it's more like a face-first trip into regret. The loading process, horrible. The unloading process, horrible. The restraints, you are genuinely climbing into what feels like your final moments alive. It feels exactly what I think a supermarket shopping trolley would feel like, right? Get into that, get taped into it, and then be pushed around the sort of car park, and I genuinely think you'd have a much better time on that than you would Hero. The ride itself is paced awfully. It's incredibly slow. No fun forces whatsoever. It's just complete suffering. Those restraints dig into you in all the wrong places. If you ever wanted to know what it's like to be held hostage by a roller coaster, Hero is your chance. The only redeeming feature that Hero has is its spiral lift hill, which is amazing, by the way. It's a very unique element to a coaster, and I have never seen one in the UK like it before. But that does not mean that I'm going to ride it again. But hey ho, at least Hero's a modern nightmare. Some coasters have genuinely been torturing people for nightmares. Grand National, I'm looking at you. Old wooden coasters can genuinely be amazing. I mean, look at Megaphobia over at Oakwood Theme Park. It is insane. Like, the pacing, the smoothness of that coaster, everything, it is genuinely amazing and world class. You can really see what happens when you actually look after a coaster. However, the Grand National is a wooden war crime. The layout could genuinely be really fun if you wasn't constantly bracing yourself in those rackety seats. And God forbid if you get a wheel seat, oh my god. It's known as a dueling coaster, but the real battle is between you and your seat. If you don't get off of that coaster without bruises, you are genuinely made of some sort of titanium. I mean, it is awful. Awful to the point where I've rode it once and then didn't even want to go on the other side. But let's be honest, it is turning 90 this year, so we should cut it some slack and, you know, maybe put it out of its misery and just knock it down, right? Right? Now maybe you're thinking, okay, what about modern steel coasters? Surely they're a lot more smoother. You'd be wrong. Let me introduce you to Infusion. How to ruin your skull within 30 seconds. Infusion's located at Blackpool Pleasure Beach, which is genuinely quite a good park. Other than all the wooden coasters, Infusion, all of the old rides, basically only Valhalla and Icon are good there. But it's an enjoyable park, and I always love a visit there once or twice a year. Blackpool took an old Vekoma SLC all the way from China, which was already terrible, and thought, you know what this needs? Water theming. Waterfalls, water theming. It looks pretty, and then you ride it, and it's just pain. It's pain from the bottom of the lift hill to when you come back to the brake run at the end. It's just pain, pain, and more pain. The headbanging is genuinely that bad that it feels like the ride is actively trying to fight you. I made this reference to the Grand National in the last video, but Infusion genuinely feels like you're a sock in a washing machine. I mean, put my head in a washing machine, put it on, and then ask me how I feel after, and I'd still say it feels better than Infusion. But of course, if you enjoy that, then Infusion's the perfect ride for you. Infusion's one redeeming feature is the fact that the layout, pulls some insane G-forces. I mean, it's one of the most intense coasters in the UK. SLCs are known for this. Look at Kamali over at Flamingo Land and Odyssey located at Fantasy Island. They are really good coasters, and I mean Kamali and Odyssey are really well maintained and aren't too rough. But Infusion, I mean Blackpool, what have you done? It is awful. There is nothing enjoyable about it whatsoever. It's a horrible coaster. Alright, before we move on to your guys' picks, let's have some honourable mentions because, well, bad coasters love some good company. And these two are very controversial. Saw the Ride, one of my favourite coasters. Absolutely love Gerstar as a company too. Love the theming. But oh my god, has it aged poorly. I mean, we talk about headbanging a lot and I feel like it really makes or breaks a ride. And Saw is just a neck breaker. When you come over the outside drop, the beyond vertical drop, that thing is horrible. I mean, you get down to the bottom, you hit the bottom, and you can literally see people's necks kind of boom, boom, boom. It is horrible. And now I know I'm going to get a lot of hate from this. I'm sorry, Keith Coasters. But Colossus. 10 loops are awesome. I love the theming of Colossus. The soundtrack to Colossus. Everything's amazing. But for me, Colossus is incredibly rough. And I do not enjoy it. To the point where when I visit the park, I tend to avoid Colossus and Saw completely. And I mean, it may only be me that has a problem like this. But your knees get absolutely cramped in those tiny trains that they've designed. I think that it could be a genuinely good coaster if you got 6 trains, you know, with the lap bar restraints, brought them all the way over to Fort Park, right, and just pop them on the track for Colossus. I'd love it then. I mean, 6 trains are insane. But enough about my suffering. It's time for your guys' suffering. I asked you guys over on my Instagram for the worst coasters in the UK. Oh boy, you did not disappoint. There are some that we expected, but there's also some questionable ones in there. So we're going to quickly browse over some of the things that you guys mentioned. Alright, so I asked over on my Instagram what you guys thought the worst coaster actually was. Some of these I expected. There was a couple that actually surprised me, and some of them just made me question your guys' opinions. So, without further ado, let's go through them. Absolutely not a shock at all, but Infusion did take the #1 spot as the worst coaster in the UK, voted by you guys. Honestly, that's deserved. Apparently, you guys all share the same opinion as me. I mean, it does look nice with all the water effects, but that's just to lure you in before the pain and suffering begins, isn't it? Coming in second as the second most voted coaster in the UK, or the second most worst voted coaster in the UK, sorry, is Hero at Flamingo Land. Because clearly you guys don't like climbing into some sort of human sacrificial restraints before you ride a coaster. If Infusion's a headbanger, then Hero is clearly full-on assault. Many other coasters were mentioned, but I haven't got enough time to go through them all. So we're going to quick fire them. Putting my quick fire glasses on. Grand National from Blackpool Pleasure Beach was mentioned. Saw the Ride was mentioned as well, purely due to its roughness. Rita at Alton Towers was mentioned. Mumbo Jumbo was mentioned. Mumbo Jumbo was mentioned because of the weird restraints on it. And I know what, I totally agree with this one because they are some really weird restraints. Hyperia at Fort Park. I mean, you must be joking when you put that because Hyperia is one of the smoothest rides in the whole world. And then we have Creepy Crawler, Oakwood, Wales. Honestly, I think we can all agree that some of these coasters should come with some sort of health warnings before riding them. And I suppose, technically, they do. Well, there you have it. The UK's worst coasters. Both from my own suffering and your guys' suffering. We've covered everything from headache machines to spinal realignment rides. And honestly, I think we deserve a medal for making it through all the years that these coasters have put us through. But now, I want to hear from you. Did I miss any? Are there some worse coasters lurking out there? Or do you actually like one of these coasters and I've perhaps offended you with my opinions? Please do drop a comment down below because I would love to know what you guys think. If you did enjoy the video though, please like it, subscribe and share it with your friends, your family, I mean, even your dog, please. I've got some really exciting stuff coming up soon, so please do stay tuned. But until next time, this is Crumps Coasters signing off. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to go put some ice on my neck from Infusion.